All right, good morning. All right, we're working with circles and circumference and radius and diameter. These are things that need to go into your notebook. Really important. All of these things so that we remember when we're working with them. Remember when we were making our fidget spinners and all of us forgot about diameter when we were measuring radius, and I had fidget spinners were twice as big as they were supposed to be because we were putting in the wrong thing. All right, so here we are. So a radius is half of the circle. Diameter is the distance across the circle, and the center, it's just the center, pretty obvious, and the circle itself is the part around it, right? Now here we got our formula. This is the next thing that should be in your books, your journals. Diameter, d equals 2r, and radius equals half of diameter. It really isn't too complicated, but it's nice to have those things written down so you can find it later. So here we have, again, it was breaking it down for us into, into real world. We have a diameter of 20 feet. So if the radius, if we're looking for that, is diameter divided by 2, then we put in our diameter of 20 and we divide it by 2, it equals 10. So r equals 10. And then they do the opposite here on this one. On the next one, you've got d equals 2r. So your r is 7 meters. 2 times 7 equals 7r. So it's 14. They didn't put it there, but it's 14m. Okay. Circumference. The next thing what we have to be aware of is the measurement around it. And this is where we start to use our pi formulas here. So circumference, big capital C, write this down in your journals again, equals pi d, and circumference with your measuring with just a radius is you have 2, because we have the radius. It doesn't matter the order of multiplication. You can put it in any order. So the confusion here is maybe having it before the pi, but remember diameter, d, which they used over here in this one, is equal to 2 times the radius. So you've got the 2r here, and then the pi is the extra thing. All right. Finding the circumference of a disk. I'm going to go ahead and go into the lesson. They're showing both ways of doing it here, both with the radius measurement and the diameter measurement. And they're substituting the pi here, 7 over 22, which is a little easier to solve sometimes, because you don't have to deal with decimals when I'm having you do it without a calculator, right? And let's see what it says. This is awesome. Okay, this is example 2. So we're going to hop over here to the lesson, and we're going to start working on the ones that you need to do. First number you need to do is 10 to 12. Still skipping. It's got to be this page. Here we go. Example 4. Figuring out a semicircle. Here we go. Look at that. Okay, so the formula changes a little bit. You have to divide it by 1/2, because obviously you don't have a whole circle here, and you only have half of one. So dividing it by half totally makes sense, yeah? All right, so they're going to substitute numbers 3.14. Okay, so we're going to go back. Okay, number 10. Find the circumference of the pizza. And we already just covered that. So we have to use 3.14 or this one. So whichever one works best for us. Probably the fraction. So, and then they're showing us here what number it is in the examples. All right, remember the formula is C equals, and I have a diameter here, and it's not a radius, right? It's a diameter, goes all the way across the pizza. So I can, it doesn't matter which order I put this in, I kind of forgot which one they did. So it's pi d. I'm going to substitute my numbers. My first one is 10. My second one is 22 over 7. Multiplication in between them. So I have 220 over 7, because 10 times 22 is 220. The 7 goes into this almost perfectly, but not quite. So we'll have a little bit of an improper fraction. Or we make it into a simple fraction. Anyway, so 7 goes into 21 evenly, right? So 7 goes into 21 3 times, but 7 will go to 210 30 times, but it's probably going to be 31. So I'm going to say 31 equals 31 because, anyway, so yeah, it would be 210 plus 1 would be 217, right? 217 from 220 leaves me 3, so I have 3 over 7. So 31 and 3/7 of an inch. Make sure you measure it. Okay, so that's the circumference of this pizza. That would be yummy. Makes me yummy. All right, on this one, they've given us a radius. On this one, we have the diameter again. Just keep working it out. If you want to do the multiplication, round to the second decimal. You don't need to go past the second decimal because when you're working with pi, it's going to go on forever. So I don't mind if you use the fraction or if you use the 3.14. So 10, 11, 12, same thing. I think maybe I'll do number 11 here with the decimal. It's a smaller number, so it won't be too long. So C equals, and since I'm working with a radius or half of the size of the pizza, I need to do 2 pi r. So substitute my numbers in. C equals, still need the 2, pi is 3.14, multiplication sign in between them. I'm going to keep my decimal there, obvious. And then another multiplication sign. And what's my radius? It's 7, so times, and I have a 7. So 2 times 7, doesn't matter the order, right, is 14. And 14, and I need to multiply it times 3.14. So we'll just put it right here under the 4. Cross this one out, cross that one out, so don't forget I did them. And then I start multiplying. Fast way, I'm going to do it fast way. Here we go, I'm just going to do it in my head fast. 10 times this is going to be 3140, right? And then I've got the 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 1 is 5. 4 times 3 is 12, and 12, there we go. Add it. Sorry, I did it backwards on you guys. There we go. 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 and 4 is 9. 2 and 1 is 3, and 3 and 1 is 4. I've got 2 decimals here, so I come back over to put my decimal right there. And there I have the circumference of the little pizza. Well, it's actually not little, it's 14 inches in diameter, right? Is 43 inches. 43 inches, and, well, basically 44 inches because it's 0.96, right? All right, you can figure out the rest of them. I think number 12. Now we're covering the second day of your assignment, and you're going to need to do the vocabulary. What is the relationship between the radius and the diameter? This is an example 1. Which one doesn't belong? Which phrase does not belong with the other 3? Explain your reasoning. Okay, the distance around a circle, which is the circumference, right? Pi times twice the radius. Oh, this is example 1 again. All right. Distance from the center to a point on the circle. You'll figure this out. Okay, open-ended. Choose a real-life circular object. Explain why you might need to know its circumference. Then find its circumference. Why might you? You could use a basketball or a volleyball. And you can get pretty close. It's hard to measure when it's a ball, I'm supposing. So, I'll help you guys find something in class time. All right, and the next problem we're going to need to do is 5, 7, 9. Okay, 5 is, okay, this is easy. We're just getting into it. We're using, find the radius of the button. Remember, r equals d divided by 2. So I know you can do that. Just substitute your numbers in. We don't know this, so that stays r, but you do know that. 579, and then we're finding the diameter, and you can go back. I'm going to have you use your own brains and figure out what that formula is for this one. Go back to example 1, and it actually tells you it's example 1 right there. Okay. Oh, yeah, you don't do 8, but you do 7 and 9. Okay. What next do we have to do? 13 to 15. So this is, yeah, I just pick fraction or 3.14. It's up to you. And then number 10, we have a word problem here. A sinkhole. A circular sinkhole has a radius of 12 meters. So we're looking at some kind of a sinkhole here. It sinks like this, and we don't know how far it goes. And it comes back up like this. But it has a radius. So is the radius all the way across, or is it just halfway across? Is it just halfway, right? So it has a radius of 12m. And a week later, it has a diameter of 48 meters. So they're having you compare. So how much greater is the circumference, oh my word, you get some good math here, of the sinkhole compared to the previous week? Okay, so what you're going to have to do is 2 problems here. Your first one is for this measurement. Your second one is for, which is an R. That was your R formula. And your second one is for the diameter of 18, which is your D in meters. Then once you're done, you have the answer. So this one is definitely bigger. So you're going to take, this is going to be, I'm just going to call it circumference 2, and this is circumference 1. Once you have your answer, you're going to take your circumference 1 and subtract your, nope, do it the other way around. Circumference 2 subtracting your circumference 1. That's how you're going to get your answer. So whatever it is. So I'll start your formulas here. We got circumference 1. The formula is 2, because we're talking about radius, remember? So we have to multiply it by 2 to get our diameter. 2 pi, and my radius is 12m. Make sure you hang on to that meters all the way through your solution thing. For my C2, I have the diameter one, so I just have to put in my diameter, which is 18m, and multiply it times pi. And you can decide if you're going to do 22 over 7 or 3.14, or whichever one you have easier for you to work with, okay? Next page. So 13 to 15. Oh, we did 13 yesterday. Oh, I accidentally did it with you yesterday. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I already did 13, and I skipped 12, and so we'll keep going here. 15. Consider the circles A, B, and C, and D. Reasoning. So now we're going to look at it for solving A, B, and C. And you're going to just, oh, look at that. This is going to be copy and complete the table. That's easy. Which circle has the greatest circumference? Yo, you don't even have to worry about that, because the greatest circumference is going to be the one with the largest diameter, right? Which circle has the least circumference? And you can figure that out too. All right, by having the smallest one. All right, and 15, is that right? 13 to 15. Find the perimeter of the window. Oh, this is a nice trick question. Oh, this is a great one. How are you going to figure that out? So in example 4. So let's go back to example 4. That problem one more time. And we're going to use that formula, which is C, count for circumference, equals D pi divided by 2. All right? So super pretty easy. All right, so I don't know the C, but I know the D is 3. So we'll keep the C here. The D is 3 times 3.14 4, divide it all by 2, and start working out the math. And then it should come out pretty easy. Okay. Next, we're going on to 17. We did 15. Now we're on to 17. Find the circumference of both circles. Oh, so this is cool. So, a little bit of reasoning here. Would you say that how are we going to find the radius and the diameters, right? If this is, see, the center point is lined up. So this distance all the way across should be, well, this is the radius, right, of the outside circle. And then the inside circle, you don't have to figure anything out, really. It's going to be, your diameter is 10. That was nice and easy, right? 10. That means the diameter of the big one here is going to be 10 plus 10. So one of them is, one of them's 20. There you get a D of 20. And we have a D diameter of 10. So that should be it. So you have 2 circumference problems in one here. So you have to just write out the problem twice. So it says find the circumference of both circles. So you just have to write it out. So we have circumference equals, I'm going to use D because it's shorter. I have my D figured out, equals pi. And for the big circle, it's going to be 20 pi. For the little circle, my 20 is funky, sorry. And for my little circle, it's going to be C equals 10 pi. And then you just finish it. Oh, this one's easy to solve right here. Okay. What's the next thing? Let's see. The next one is 20 and 22. So 20, a wire is bent to form a circle. How long is this wire? Okay, so this is, you're going to use this formula up here from example number 4. And if we think this through here, would I want to do this equation 4 times, or should I do it once for like one of these circles here? And then I can notice that I have 4 of them. So my answer should look like this, or my solution. I'm going to just maybe blow your mind. Here it goes. Remember, it's D pi over 2, and then I have 4 of them, so I'm going to do 4. So this isn't going to be C anymore. This is going to be how long my wire is. It's going to give me my answer. You have enough information to just look at it this way. So I'm not going to say it's C anymore. I'm just going to use this formula right here. Because what I've done is I've taken the formula for figuring out a semicircle to find its circumference. And just gotta go back and check there. And so I have my formula for that, and then I have to do a total of 4 of them. There's 4 of them here. And so it should come out just right. There you go. That's how you solve number 20. Now number 22, you're just going to substitute in the numbers. And it's only 1 right there, 32. Make sure when you're done, your answer says some kind of centimeters so that you get that right. All right, for 22, last page here. Last page. Around the world, lines of latitude of the Earth. The Tropic of Cancer. Okay, so I'm reading all through this here. And you will do it. It says, what is the minimum distance that a pilot must fly to qualify for a round the world speed record? So it looks like has a radius. The Tropic of Cancer has a radius. So that's the radius. Now you need to find the circumference. For around the world speed, they must cover a distance no less than the circumference of the Tropic of Cancer, cross all meridians, and end on the same airfield where he started. Oh, I see. So, in other words, if, say, he started here and his flight went like this, it wouldn't be considered around the world. He's got to go around the world. All right, you get it, I'm sure. Okay, so what's the formula we need to use here? Sounds like we need to figure out a circumference of the Tropic of Cancer. So that's not too hard. Remember our circumference equals, and we have a circumference with the radius here, so we have to multiply the radius times 2 and then put in pi to figure it out, or we can put the pi on the other side. I'm not sure why they do it that way. So I will rewrite it. So it's just like the books, pi r. In fact, that's the way I learned it when I was a kid. All right. And then you're going to estimate. And you're going to estimate what kind of tool we're going to figure out. You might have to use your Google search to see for the speed record. Estimate the time it would take for a pilot to qualify for the speed record. Does it give us any more information that would help us with that? It doesn't look like it does. So, I don't know, you might estimate by looking at what the actual speed is, but we could, with Google. So, good luck with that one. Have fun. But this is the important part here. Make sure you understand this. B is going to be interesting. You might just estimate, Anyways, have fun. Oh, and before I say goodbye, here we go. Just a review. Remember, perimeter is the addition of every side. It's really easy for this one right here because you have all the sides. It's easy to forget when you're doing a square like this that all of the sides, just you have 2 of the sides, but there's 2 sides that are 7 feet. There's 2 sides that are 4 feet. Make sure you get that right. 27 again is easy, and this one, I think this one should be easy for you. I think you can get this. Just remember, median is the middle. You have to reorder this data so that it is in order from smallest to biggest. There you go. Have fun.